English by the Nature Method by Arthur M. Jensen. Brought to you by Ayan Academy.
Chapter 20. At the Restaurant. On the evening when Mrs. Smith went to her friend's birthday party, Mr. Smith took the children to a restaurant for dinner. It was the first time that the children had been to a restaurant, and they were very happy to go. Before they went, their father had to see that they put on their best clothes. "Tell Helen to put on her new green dress," he said to John, "and you can put on your new suit with the gray stripes." A little later, Mr. Smith went up to see if the children were ready, and then he saw that Helen had not put on her green dress. "Did you not tell her to put it on?" he asked John. "Yes, I told her what you said, but she said that the last time she had that dress on, she dropped some ice cream on it, and now there's a spot where the ice cream has been." "Oh, is there a spot on the dress?" "Well, then she must put on another dress." "No, come here, Helen," said Aunt Jane, who had come to look after the baby. "I shall take the spot away with some hot water. There, now it is gone, and you can be happy again. Oh, look! Baby has dropped her doll on the floor. Will you pick it up for me? I am too old to pick up things from the floor. Don't give it to the baby, Helen. It is not clean. Now it has been on the floor. We must wash it first. I shall have to tie it to her bed with a piece of string so that she can't drop it on the floor. Have you got a piece of string, Helen?" "No, Aunt Jane, but I know where there is some string." "Mamma has always got some string in the kitchen. I'll go and get it for you." "Thank you, my dear. You are a very good little girl." "Let me look at you now, children. John, you have not tied your shoelaces. Can't such a big boy tie his own shoelaces? Well, now you look fine, both of you. Here is a shilling to buy something good for yourselves, my dears. Goodbye now." "Goodbye, Aunt Jane, and thank you for the money. We'll buy chocolate for ourselves and something good for Alice too." Mr. Smith wanted the children to have a good time that evening, and as the children liked very much to ride in a car, he called a taxi. They rode for only 10 minutes in the taxi, but if they had ridden in a tram, it would have taken them half an hour to get to the restaurant. The restaurant was one to which Mr. Smith often went when he had to have a meal in town. He had been there so often that the waiters knew his name. "Good evening, Mr. Smith," said one of the waiters when they came into the restaurant. "I'll find you a good table. What will you have for dinner?" "What have you got?" "Well, let me see. We have some very good mutton with cabbage and a fine vegetable soup." Mr. Smith: "How would you like that, children?" "That would be fine, Daddy. And what would you like for a sweet?" "Oh, an ice cream." "Let's have soup and mutton then. 2 ice creams with fruit, and a cup of coffee for me, waiter." "Yes, thank you, sir." "Do you want some more cabbage, John? Cabbage is good for you." "Yes, thank you. Let me have a little more cabbage before we have the sweet." "Well, children, have you had enough to eat? What shall we do now?" "Oh, Daddy, couldn't we go to a cinema and see a picture? There is a very good picture on at the Nelson Cinema. It is an old picture with Shirley Temple, who played in Wee Willie Winkie." Mr. Smith: "It's your evening, and I want you to have a good time, So let us go and see that picture. At what time does it begin? It begins at 7:30. Then we must go now. Waiter, I want to pay the bill. How much is it, please? 12 shillings and 10 pence, sir. Here you are, and 1 and 6 pence for yourself. Thank you, sir. Shall I get you a taxi? No, thank you. It's not very far. We'll walk. At the cinema. Mr. Smith said to the lady at the booking office, 3 tickets, please. The lady, are the 2 children with you, sir? Then you only have to pay half price for their tickets, 3 shillings and 6 pence. Mr. Smith paid for the tickets with a £1 note. Is it a good picture? He asked when he picked up the coins which she gave him. Yes, very good, she said. All the children have been so happy to see it. The children looked at the pictures on the walls near the booking office, and before they went into the cinema, they went to the chocolate shop to buy something with their shilling. 2 pieces of milk chocolate, please. John said and gave the coin to the lady. Here is your chocolate, she said. That will be 6 pence. They rode home in a taxi, and when they got home, John and Helen thanked their father for the good time they had had. They said it was the best time that they had had for a long time, and that it was much better than to be with their mother at a birthday party for ladies who talked and talked all the evening. When they got home, Mrs. Smith had not yet come back from the party. So Mr. Smith told the children to go up to bed, and then he said, Please ask Aunt Jane to come down. If you like, you can bring your night clothes down and dress for the night in the warm room. Aunt Jane and I will have a cup of tea now, and then you can tell her where we have been and what we have seen. And then you can also give Aunt Jane this piece of chocolate that I have bought for her because she has looked after baby tonight.